Check. Check. Check.
Watching.
So it just doesn't really tell you. Is it because I'm going through like that, you know what I mean? Usually there's somebody watching, and lately I haven't gotten anybody watching. Oh, I didn't go in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, usually it's just like, nobody. I mean, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. Scene detect has not been that great. It has been that, I guess. All right. This is what's gonna be different, buddy. Well, in case anybody watches after, I guess, I switch monitors, so I'm back just to one for right now. So this is smaller for me. I gotta get used to that. Nope. I gotta get this. Lord. Okay. Start with this look. Oof, honestly. Not bad. This is kind of just a look a power grade I've created that I just kind of use on a lot of my personal stuff. big old zit right there. Yuck. Yeah, saying there's usually somebody watching, but I have to do it this way because I wouldn't be able to do both. So it is what it is. We'll see what happens. I think you can also Facebook. Doogie. Copy. Definitely didn't opt out of Facebook, but whatever that means. Oh, look. Oh my God. Let's just do it and see what happens. Okay, back to it. I don't hate how this looks. Got a pretty solid look to it, honestly, guys. This thing's crazy. I label it as color correction. It's a chromatic adaptation. You can change these two things to color temp and then really define it. I think it's pretty solid because it kind of just separates the skin tones and the room tones for you without masking in a small way. Obviously, you still should do that if you need it, but I don't know. You know what I mean? I necessarily probably could warm it up a little bit for sure. Now looking at that a little bit more, I just always lean cool. I gotta remember to stop it a little better. It kind of corrects it to me. If anybody's watching, you got any questions, let me know. We're gonna be doing this all morning, trying to get my YouTube stats up. Within this exposure, you'll see these dots down here. That means that I've worked within these pages for this node. I'm pretty satisfied. Is that my... I've started doing this differently, but for the sake of needing to get this done, I'm just using my pre-existing and adjusting. So, is that, no, it is not what that is. Okay, so if we, I don't want to lift the shadows too much. We're looking at the scopes right here. The shadows are just sitting right above their mark. In this case, I have the shadows a little dark. So Back to the exposure. Sean, what are you doing? No idea. Sometimes it just messes stuff. I don't know what it does. Just get it to a point where you like it. Where's that chat? But it didn't show me anything. I don't understand. If live chat, let's see if this works. It does. Okay. All right. Cool. So, all right. This is a plugin that does not come in Resolve. I personally like it. Can't remember where I bought it from. Let's see. Mono Labs, I think is what that is right there. So this is called a printer light, and there is it's like a, there is like a hotkeys on the number pads that you can, like if I were to, for example, let's new node. I believe it's like, see how that green changed? So that was 8. You can just do different things like that, you know, to push where you want that color. I don't even know what that's called, but I do think it's pretty crazy. And it's like minuses for the purples and stuff, you know, like like that's kind of cool. Actually, I might just have to leave it. Oh, then I messed it up because I left it on the lights. Hell yeah. Let's back it up. I don't know what just happened to that node I just created. All right, new node. And there's one that like does the exposure and stuff too. But then that brings it back to the blue, obviously. But you can individually change the RGB channels, which is pretty cool. What I was saying is that I use this plugin for that. It just kind of works more seamlessly and then doesn't disrupt my GPU so much as far as when the render happens. And it does pretty much the same thing, but almost a little better. I really like the paper color back there, if I'm being honest, y'all. Why does the chat keep disappearing? What do I gotta do to not make the chat disappear? Like, why aren't you? I don't want to be clicked on it. Okay, so then at that point, I think you have to do that. All right. Couple different ways you can get this, but right now this has pretty much been the best way that I've seen. See, pump it up a little bit to give it a little bit more life. Curve. Yep. This is something that I've created. I don't really know if it does what it's supposed to, but I always just kind of like how it looks. It's a combination node, and then you'll see 2 mixes in here. One of them, I think I have soft lit. Yeah, that one right there. You see how it just changed that tone? I just like what it does. And then I go to this one and into the RGB mixer, maybe just switch it up some. You see what it's doing there though? You know? I kind of just discovered that and really like how that looks. What that does is a tool. Oh, is able to bring out that was creepy. Face a little bit. Bring out, boom. This one has all of them. And then you can get, I mean, you could probably do your whole grade right here and most people be satisfied. But I just like playing with all the tools for some dumb reason. Crazy. Oh, that's a little much. I think we're losing it a little bit. I don't know. That lady just does not care. What? I don't, dude. Cool. That's a call. Okay. All right, we got some naturalness to this, I feel like. And that's what that does. And then that glow, just to spice it up a little bit. See how it just punches it? I wish I had a better answer for why it does it, but I just really like, if you soft light that glow, I just really like how it looks. And then at this point, got my CST out. If we switch it to RE, dang, look how that brightened that face. I know when I switch to the log though is when it fucks everything. No, that is not that horrible. Okay, so we swap to that. I'm working on an apple. So let's just do Rex A as apple. So we love that. And now we're kind of emulating an RE look, but I shot on a Black Magic. Let's see if I even want to further push the look past this, but so we would keep the grain in our final checks. This is just kind of a system that I've been doing. Oh, I need to bring that back. That's the... No, we're not going to do that. Just do it the way you would always do it. So CST out. Grain to tie it all together. Thanks to Red Giant. I really like what the grain does. It's just subtle. I'll probably add a little re-noiser, but I've recently started using parallel and layer nodes more, but for the sake of this, we're not going to do that. I will probably use Red Giant later to get rid of that bad bitch right there. All right, so here's some other things that I've been... I should have done this out the get-go for sure, but okay. Let's see if any of my looks look good on top of this right now. This is kind of what I do, and I do think that this is not the right way to do this. This is just what I do for some of my stuff sometimes. I think you should have, or a person or I should have started with the LUT and then kind of adjusted from there, but what do you do? Here we are. And you should also have something you're basing your look off of, and I don't. I'm just kind of winging it. Not gonna lie to you, I'm trying to revamp my channel. So I had already started this tutorial and I wanted to follow through. And I like it. I just gotta find some. I just gotta figure something else out because some things just aren't working for me like I'd like them to. I like some of the color tones in this. Maybe we can adjust from there. Let's keep one. I'll do this where I go through multiple looks. We're going to be here all day. So if you guys got any questions, let your boy know. I'd love to answer them. That's a little punchy. Go noir. I just don't want the whole thing to be in black and white. You know what I mean? It's interesting. Some of these LUTs are just so random too, I don't really know. That's what you see how they're destructing the image a lot. Some of these I've literally never used. Some of them sometimes just sit well on it and don't mess up my image too much. So. The blues are nice there. But it really sucks the life out of it. That's what you're going for, bud. This is probably one of the longer parts for me. Is just deciding if I want to settle with an extra look pushed on top of it, and I'll sit here forever and go through these and soft light them and adjust them or whatever. Something about that I like. Very warm. Okay. Sometimes I just believe that if you start with a look, you're never going to try anything else out. And the reason I love Blackmagic is I have the opportunity to change white balances and stuff like that. So it's fun to just try different looks and see what is possible, you know. Especially for my, whatever this is doing, I need to fix the skin tones because everything else is perfect. Like, I love how that looks. I just need to, it just ruins the skin. So then, I'd have you guys vote, but I don't think anybody's watching. I hate that it does that. That's cool. That's cool too, but I just don't feel like that's the feeling we're going for. So how can we... This is where that separation would be nice. That's a downfall of this, but once you get at that swaps. If you do this, add, I believe it's layer. Where we at here? Cheers. This is what I hate. This is what 2 monitors are good for, y'all. Okay. Mic check. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Bye, 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 bye. Bye, 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 bye. Whew, this is getting wild. Okay. I believe. Need some more coffee, y'all. Go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. I think I'm just watching myself anyway, so. Interesting thing. It's just not letting people know. makes no sense. Now, boom. See, can we, y'all? That's crazy. That's crazy. There's a little weirdness right there, but that's crazy. That's awesome. Do I want to do this with every video? No. Hopefully I don't have to. Ouch. And I believe this is how you raise the back. Yep. See? Mm-hmm. Nice. I just need to lift the shadows a little bit. Face is a little. And then let's. Okay. Look on. That's how we got that look. Sweet. Cool. I probably could make a tutorial. Now, so skin. Also, this isn't a professional way to go about color grading all these shots. You should correct them all first, then run back through them and start to do all this crazy stuff. But for my own stuff, I do not do that. Otherwise, we'd be here forever. I also don't know if this is the correct way to label this, but I'm going to call it invert skin because it does a background. And this is isolated on the skin, and this is literally focusing on the background. I think I like it less. I wish somebody was talking back to me. But I almost feel, oh, that's the wrong one. I almost feel like it's better without it. I just hate how much light's coming on me, I guess. I should have dropped that back a little bit. Maybe we can. A little better. I gotta have a movie on, guys. I gotta have something to watch. We'll put on my go-tos. And that is National Lampoon. Okay, so look at that big old fucking zit. Yuck. I don't think they do. Yeah, so I have to do. Ugh. Okay, we'll do that in After Effects. I'm gonna have to bring this in After Effects later and fix my big ass zit because I can't look at that every time. That's called an eyesore. Okay, now we see the disruption happening with that skin layer. Okay, so we need to. That zit was bad, y'all. I break my computer. Well, Smart Refine made it better already. Love it. Resolve over freaking Adobe all day. That's a beautiful shot. I'm so happy with that so far. Clear face. Yeah. Lights are good. Okay. We've been here for a second, guys, but I spend the most time on the first one. Let's just see what adding out. Blah. I just mess with stuff, y'all. Just have fun. You know what I mean? Just do it. Do whatever you want to do. Do what you got to do to get the look. That's all I'll say. I don't think that's horrible either. I'll do some final adjustments, but yeah, overall, I don't mind. What's up, Reggie? What's up, my baby boy? Looks like a movie, right? My lips a little hot. I didn't have silk I was pushing through. I was just hard lighting it, so that's the result of that right there. So weird that he makes out with a kid in this movie, though. I will say that. Now, okay, so let's look and see what's going on that I don't like. So obviously we're getting too much green right here. I love these. The contrast here is great, I think. I probably could pull back a little bit there. And that's what I have these labeled as check 1 and check 2. That's what we do here. So overall, I'll be like, something's too hot. Everything in my histogram, like, it is what it is. I like where the shadows are at. I could probably pump it up a little bit. Here. See, that's too much. Oh. That's, and if you guys are new, anybody watching is new to Resolve, like, and it confuses you and scares you. It scared the living crap out of me at first too. You just got to get used to a node tree and how it works. It's not layer based. Node based is way different, and I totally understand that. Like I said, it took me to get some getting used to as well. Man, why are you so hot? What are we doing? Bring it back down to what it was. I'll get angry quick. You were at 8. What happened? I switched. Nothing. Something happened that was not supposed to happen. It's shadows. There we go. Anyways, I must have accidentally hit something before I moved on. So yeah, node layer base, and then everything like, you know, right after it is what's important, is going to affect what's before it. So the first thing I do is correction, noise reduction, you know, things like that. I got to work on my, something I'm trying to improve a lot on this year is my skin tones and things like that. So that's what you do here with this skin. I could adjust a lot more. That's kind of just how my skin looks minus the greens, which we're going to get into here. So as you see in my nodes, you know, like noise reduction, CSTN, color correction, shadows, highlights, a couple different exposure tools there that I use between the logs, HDR, and the regular correction program, or in the primaries for our program. And then I do the skin, and then I call it invert skin, but it's just the background of that, but I just lifted it a little bit, get that kind of where I like it, and then continue to correct that image from there with those lights from that mono plugin that I was telling you about. Add a little bit of saturation, just a little bit there, but honestly, now that I take it off, it feels a little bit, no, that gives it life. And then the curve, I probably should put that in this area first, to be honest with you, now that I'm thinking about it, but here we are. Here's that mix tool I told you about. That's a little custom, that glow that just pushes that cinematicness for me. And then we have the start to our look. Boom. And then, yeah. So then we're going to go down to the checks. There's actually some new things I've been doing. I don't know if I need to do them today because I've gotten the look I've needed without them, but let's just see what they do. They're kind of neat. See what that just did? Took out the greens for me. Yeah, it did. Damn. I know that I pushed those greens in there because that's what I liked. But this tool is cool that does this. I don't know if I'll keep it, but you see how it isolates those greens out naturally and just made the image orange and blue. Then it allows you to draw it back a little bit, and I think that this is just a sick tool that I'm sure other people know about, but it's new to me. Draw it back there. So let's just see what it would look like otherwise. So that's red, yuck. Blue makes it green. If you wanted to push into... Which I think it was the green for me. Yep. That's cool. So that's called despill. I haven't looked into the exact meaning of what it is, but to me it seems like it's just helping control the spill of certain RGB colors. And then the last thing, which I also don't think I'll need this really will contrast it up. You'll see it's like this dehaze, which I think is if you have, you know, just like it says, you're dehazing the area, but I just don't think it's necessary on this one. I got a hat around here somewhere. So yeah, you see what this is doing. It's a little much. Displays depth, so that's why I don't know if it's also helping with the depth a little bit, but I shoot with depth, so I don't really need it. I shoot with depth. Who says that? I like a lot of depth in my images, as you can see. So we take this off. I don't need it. We don't need it. We're doing too much. Back to this. Love this tool because it's just got so many things I think are cool. We're going to drop that probably all the way down to 0. I like the dark look of it. And then I'm sure some people might be wondering, Sean, why are you adjusting the shadows and stuff again? We're just doing a final adjustment on top of all the nodes we've already done that are adjusting the shadows and highlights a little bit more after everything that we've done. The correction before was the shadow and highlight correction. Now I'm just doing some final adjustment corrections on the shadow and highlights after I've done other things. And the way that this mono tool works is it just kind of doesn't noise it up a bunch in a bad way. And then it has like shadow range and stuff, which is just so cool. So. And then it just has this saturation tools that I really like that just adjust way better. Like, I'll probably just shut this one off. And just like it's America in a nutshell. And then the desaturation on the highlights is a pretty cool tool as well that I like to use a lot. For whatever reason, just looks nice. And then they have this two tone separation, which if you just blend it nicely, kind of just gives you a little bit more natural look on top of what I've done. Pull back on the bleach. Yeah, that's just going to make it, you know, like more Bad Boys. Michael Bay. But we're going to meet in the middle of what I had. Yeah. Check 1. Check 2 is this, I have a tutorial for this on my page. If anybody's watching or cares, this tool is super cool. This is the Tetra DCTL. I always start down here with the 4 colors. This is kind of where I push it to the final look. I won't push too much, just a little. I might come back and be like, I liked where it was. Who knows? You don't need too much. And another thing this is good for is like isolating certain areas and controlling the color with it. Cool. See how it pulls the reds back in the skin just a little bit. That's a good looking image, people. And that's going to be the thumbnail. I wanted it to just be eyes, but whatever, it happens. That looks pretty good. Why did it just do that? Why did it just do that? Fuck, no, I don't give a No. No. I don't do that. Why did that just lift up? That's crazy. My whole image just changed. What happened? did the whole thing do this? Did we see that happen in real time? The image just brightened? That's so annoying. And I don't even like what it did there. So I'm gonna just go back. Why is that brighter? What happened? Is that on? Yeah, I didn't do anything to that. What? 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 Okay. I had this exactly. We all learning, y'all. We all learning. I had it exactly where I'm like. Which one is which? Can you show me? Because you shouldn't grab this. Okay, I got an idea. I'm being an idiot, guys. Okay, so then. I don't know, I didn't think about this till now, but. We're back. Jeez. Lords, we did it. We got back to it. That's annoying. Why is it? I really feel like you're not doing the skin anymore, but you are. But you're doing the whole image. Yeah, what happened there? Like, I like how that looks.
They said there'd be rooms before and a rental car waiting for us. We're the grand prize winners.
Did I hit something that made this stop working? Because it ain't doing anything now. And you're supposed to do the background. That's what I'm saying, I like shifted. What's happening? Why are you doing that? Very cool. Love that.
It's very quaint. Well, I'm sure it was much better after I've had a hot bath. Well, the bed's nice and soft.
4 channels and no MTV. Oh, Jesus. No.
Just think of it. Shopping on Vine Street, parties, fish and chips, Big Ben, shopping in Carnaby Street.
See, why is it doing the whole image now? What happened?
I have to warn you. You're very naughty tonight.
Congratulations. I want to leave a wake-up call for 7 a.m.
There we go.
tonight.
Boy.
I wish I could tell you I started filmmaking with confidence. And I'm glad.
You guys, that took forever to get there, but we got there. All right. Send me what? Why do you go? I don't even have.
It's hot, yeah.
All right. We're there. Moving on. This. Nope. This could probably go there. That's hot right there.
Sorry. Listen, I'm fully covered. I should be the one explaining to you. There we go. Very sorry again. Bad in England, huh? Yeah, I must say.
I didn't.
In English, you're certainly,
Why is it just so bad? Maybe you just need to bring it down some.
Well, I think I got the hang of it now.
It's not as bad, but it's so weird, right?
Perfectly all right. It's just a flesh wound, honestly. Nothing to write home about. No need to bother, matron. Say left or right, okay? Just a left, yeah. Oh, no. It's just a leg, honestly. I've got another one. Yeah, no, I'll just pop in for the
But that highlight is something else.
finals until Sunday.
How hot that is. Bubbly boom. Didn't really help. Don't jumbles. Is what it is. You just like say moving, right? It's gonna have to. And what is it? Yeah, here's gonna have to leave it.
Really understood. Ideas. I did not.
I can't believe I did that.
Oh, Rusty, I can't stand it. I'll never make it through a whole 2 weeks. Yeah, well, it's 14 times as long as yesterday, and yesterday lasted an eternity. Are you crazy? Dad could rip my tongue out, that's what. Said he wouldn't even notice it if you kept it short. Okay, look, just say hello and goodbye. Sure.
Now we get burger.
Hello, Jack. I miss you so much it hurts. Yeah. Oh, your mom's calling you to dinner? Okay, I'll go. Dad, can you stop? I'm hungry. Yeah, Dad, Rusty's nothing.
Remember that.
No intent.
Look, why don't we all just relax and enjoy the countryside?
No intention.
Sounds old, kids. That's interesting to me. Charming, isn't it?
Reason.
Looks like Massachusetts. Well, that almost stands to reason, Russ. The English settled Massachusetts. The old Pilgrims. Plymouth Rock, where it all started. And speaking of rocks, eh? See that? That's Stonehenge. Fantastic, huh?
What the hell is this?
Nobody knows for sure, Russ. Some people think it's an astronomer's tool.
Oh, Clark, it's impressive. It's an ancient timepiece built by the ancient Druids.
Well, whatever. It's been here a long time.
2,000 years before Christ.
Bound to be here 1,000 more. Russ? Yeah. Stand over there for a sec, will you? Act like you're setting your watch.
That's the field they sacrificed for our gifts. God, I miss Jack. Go ahead and pack that
So
trunk.
good, buddy. That's the spirit of sacrifice. God, I miss Jack. What's that got to do with Jack? Ugh. That's a good looking scene, right? That's a movie I've ever seen one.
Take a last look, kids. One of man's most mysterious creations. Built to stand the test of time and the elements, or you name it.
You name it. I don't talk because nobody's on. I ain't got no reason to talk. I think I need to figure out just how to go straight through YouTube. I don't know. I am going straight through YouTube, just on doing, I get shit like, Okay, where are you at? Okay.
Everybody get closer to the fountain.
Yeah, we can't get any closer. We're gonna get all wet.
Come on, it'll be a good shot. We'll be under it forever.
Yeah, sure as small son of a fountain. Major.
Russ, get in the middle.
Clark, water's in our beach tank and we haven't been in any of them.
Okay, I got a good idea. Monsieur, excusez-moi. Clark Griswold, United States of America. My family and I, could you take a picture of us? Sure, no problem. Could you photograph us? Sure, photo, yeah. Moi, pour vous, please. Please. Le bouton, le bouton. Non, le bouton. Le bouton, please. Hey. Okay, Russ, get over here. There you go. Fromage! Fromage! Non, fromage, cheese. Une idée. Enlevez les chaussures et dans la fontaine. Merveilleux. Oui. Les shoes dans l'eau. Oh yeah, let's take our shoes off and get in the water. Cajon, take it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's fun. Très bien. Hein? Oh! Hey! Hey!
Clark, listen, there isn't anything on that tape that shouldn't be there.
Face off my camera, honey. What?
Clark! There isn't anything on that tape that shouldn't be there. Remember the ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba? That's gone, right, Willie?
Yeah. I erase that out.
You didn't erase it. 3 people. Okay. If anybody's got any questions, let me know.
Here we are, kids. Jay Griswold.
Why does that keep happening? Ooh.
There she is, kids.
Dude, did I not just click?
Dad?
Yeah, come on, let's go.
Breathtaking, isn't it? I'm glad we decided to be pigs. Thank your father, kid. Thanks, Dad.
I'm just not a fan of this probe lens I have. You have to pump so much light into there. It still isn't really giving it what I want without noise out the butt.
Look at those things, Mom. Oh no,
I gotta pee again, guys. Sorry. I can't even play it for you while I'm doing this, so I'll be back. I can't lose another one. Hey, it's not coming. I love to. Oh my god, dude. Oh shit. That's sick. Send me that some. Look at that goofy boy. Why is this looking so much worse?
Is this great, honey? They've been doing this for eons in France.
Can I have the contract, please? I think I've had enough French culture for waiting.
Yeah, sure. I am looking.
Look, back there.
But it's just a hooker. They're all over the place. What? Russell Griswold.
Moin, moin, my good man.
How'd you get in there?
I got it.
We didn't skip the money.
Isaac, you Russ.
Why did you, Dad?
Drop that cheap spot.
And who was that cheap slut you were with?
Don't call Sharia slut.
I'm not saying it's like
Well, who keeps saying women won't do Rome?
I said Rome, not Paris. This is Paris, and you're drunk.
That's okay. Cool. I'll check it out. Stalker Kilo, thanks for hanging out and watching. Oh, man. What's it about?
There are 100,000 worth of art. Come on.
Dang. Dang, that sounds crazy, bro. I'll definitely check it out after this. Glad you're creating. That's awesome. Oh, forgot to put my mic back on. What? Yeah, look at that gross finger. What is it causing that? Oh, it's like, okay, I was like, what? Oops. We're getting there. I fell down long ago. Heck yeah, man. That's awesome. I wish you the best of luck. I hope it is everything that you want it to be. That sounds cool. I have seen the Resident Evil movies, some of them, and then have played some of the games, and they're pretty crazy. The other ones I have not. I've heard of Fear, but I found out long ago. Holiday Road. That's whatever. I found out long ago. Holiday Road. That looks nice. Pretty stoked about that. Yeah, the underlight looks pretty good. Just bump it a little bit. This is the light shut off, right? How does it?
Now are the simplest ones because they know it.
Why does it look like now?
Now are the simplest ones because
Oh, just everything moves a little bit. Appreciate you, Stalker Kilo. Have a good one, man. Thanks for hanging out. Yep. Orange is a little strong. Lessons we learned in post. Guten Tag. Ooh. face is kind of yellow, but we're just settling, guys, because we've been here for a second. You know what I mean? Like, we gotta move on. I just gotta get done with this tutorial. I got so much other stuff I want to do, and I've just been procrastinating. It looks nice. I don't like it just right there, but like I said, it is what it is. Things are just gonna pop up anyways. So side. Let's take this, see what this looks like. That orange is bad. Bum, 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 bum. Well, yep, let's just leave it off. It's 2 shots. Knew that was gonna happen, but it is what it is. Let's see. It will be a weird marking. You know you're not gonna want to do it. Hate it there. Hate it there. Like,
That you started.
boom. All right, coloring session over. This will probably take a horrendous, so we're gonna stop this. I'm looking over here. Thanks if you hung out.